Hey guys, this video here is going to be just basic, very basic beginner type chest workout. Something you could do at home if you had a minimal amount of equipment. If you had just a bench, doesn't have to be a bench like this. Can be, any kind of bench from a sporting goods store or whatever you may have. You really just need a bench. If it inclines, that's excellent. If you don't have an incline bench, but you have a nice flat bench, you can just get a multi-purpose bench that flat, incline, it'll even fold up. You can lean it in the corner. I'll show you one in a few minutes. I picked this one. I'm going to show you in a little bit, up from Sports Authority. It was minimal amount of money. It was pretty cheap, inexpensive. A few dumbbells, a barbell, a few plates. If you don't have this stuff at home, don't worry. You can do this workout in the gym. Okay, every other workout, I do a free weight workout, even for me at my size. I don't go heavy every single workout. You just can't do that. If you go heavy every single week, you're going to fuck something up. You may not fuck it up now because you're young, but eventually your joints will pay a toll, unless you're extremely knowledgeable and careful. So, which I wasn't. So I go heavy every other week, and also the multitude of angles for bodybuilding purposes. And when I say bodybuilding, not necessarily talking about competitive bodybuilding, oiling yourself up and shaving all your hair off and putting on a pair of panties and prancing around on a fucking stage. Not talking about that. Talking about if you're trying to build your body. To me, that's bodybuilding. I don't give a fuck what anybody else calls it. To me, if you're trying to change shape your body through progressive resistance training, by changing the musculature or developing the musculature here or there to come up with some kind of aesthetically pleasing appearance you're after, that's bodybuilding as far as I'm concerned. That's where it all comes from, right? So let's get on with it. Every other workout is a free weight workout. I do those mostly at home. If I get hurt, I'm at home. I'm near everything, all my resources, etc. I go to the gym, I exploit the multitude of equipment there, so don't deny yourself that. In the gym, you've got tons of cables, tons of machines, tons of angles. If you train at home and you have basics at home, why do you want to use that kind of shit when you go to the gym? Don't you want to spend time at home? Now, if you don't have anything at home, I understand. But if you have some at home, you train at home in your basement or whatever, back room, do your free weight stuff there. Your heavy compound movement shit. When you get to the gym, exploit the multitude of angles and things from all directions to stimulate the muscle and get a completely developed physique out of it. All right, so first thing to remember is if you're trying to build muscle mass, okay, when working with free weights, your first exercise, no matter what body part, your first exercise will always be something with a barbell. Your first exercise. After that, basically do what you want. I'm going to give you an idea what to do. Do what you want after that, because you're just pushing blood if you paid your dues on the first one. First exercise, barbell. Why barbell? Because it's a compound movement that you can handle the most weight with. You're only fresh once, okay? Don't think you're going to come to the gym and you're going to keep giving 100% and breaking some kind of personal PR and you're actually doing something positive for your physique with every exercise. You're not, okay? The first exercise out of the gate, that's when you're fresh, okay? If you think you're going to warm up on the treadmill or something, that's not a warm-up, okay? And although I don't quote science and studies and papers and things like that, okay, why not? Because all the science shit backs up all the anecdotal things that weight trainers discovered over the years before science was capable of discovering these things. Mostly. Only some things through MRIs, shit like that, they found it's not so great now. Like rolling your shoulders when you shrug, you never should do that. Anyway, first exercise, compound movement exercise, something with a bar, that with which you can handle the most weight, okay, while you're fresh. I always start out with just the bar, and I'm going to handle weights here that you guys might handle, or that a beginner might handle, because I'm not trying to intimidate somebody, I'm not trying to jerk off my own ego and show you guys something that you can't do. So, I want you to be able to relate. I don't know where you're going to be at weight-wise. So me showing you the weights I do, you may not be able to correlate that, because you don't know what my max is. But I always start it with a bar, even when I'm going heavy. I want to warm up very thoroughly. So take the bar, don't get back too far. If you go back too far, you're going to hit this fucking thing like this. Okay? That's not going to work too good for you. So we want to be out out enough that I have enough room, look on the knurling of the bar, get my hands in the proper position, pick the bar out, bring it down to about nipple level, okay? And elbows out, push up, back down, push up, back down, push up, back down. Now what you're trying to do here is stretch all this out. And you might do, normally I'll do probably, believe it or not, 20 or 30 reps with just this bar. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Just this bar, so that I can loosen everything up, hopefully warm everything up, so that I'm not going to get hurt or fucked up. And I actually did tweak one of my pecs last night. Okay, so let's just say I did that. Then we're going to put it back. Alright, next thing we're going to do, we're going to put some weight on. Let's say, we're going to say your max is, I don't know, let's say you can do 50 pounds on each side of the bar plus the bar. So you can do like 145 pounds, that's your max. So then what you're going to do, if your max is 145 pounds, because I can't do like a million versions of this, but you can calculate it. If that were my max, I'm going to start out with maybe a 10. I'm going to put a 10 on the bar. Stick a 10 on there. Okay, now I'm going to get down there for my second set. I'm going to do the same thing again. Get under the bar, get where I want. Same thing. Now this time, myself, I wouldn't go here. I would jump right up to a 45 on each side. If you guys put the 10 on there, don't jump up too fast. Okay? Now I would only probably do 10. 10 reps with that 10 on each side. Next set, I'm either going to add a 5 or another 10. If the max I can do on this side is going to be 50 pounds, I'll probably add 10. So stick a 10. Stick a 10. And now I'm probably going to do maybe 7 reps with that. Not a shitload. Maybe 7 reps. Then I'm going to get back up. I'm going to add, I'm going to take the 10 off. I'm going to put a quarter on. Now my max, I can put 50 pounds on each side. That's my max, best ever, let's pretend. So this time I've got 35 on each side. So we're getting up there for me if I'm in that range, if I'm, 145 pound bencher. So this weight probably represents something you could do, I don't know, let's say normally, let me figure this out a second here. 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 115, 125, 135, 45, 55, 65. Yeah, that's a little heavy. Let's say that just the quarters, if I could do the quarters normally, maybe just the quarters normally is going to be something I would be at about, I don't know, depending on my condition, my state, 10 to 12 reps maybe I could get with those quarters normally. Okay, so when I put those quarters on, if I could normally strain and get 10 or 12 reps, and that's my working weight there for gaining mass, I believe, I'm not going to do that. I'll put the quarters on, like I said, I'll do a couple reps, pow pow, that's it. Maybe 3 or 4 if I could normally get, 10 to 12. Maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5, depends how I feel. Okay, then I'm going to add a 10 and a 10. And I'm going to get under here and I'm going to do 2. Alright, and that would be like I'm going to go 1, 2. Put that back. Alright. Now I put another 10 on there. Or I can put a 45 on there. Let's just put a 10 on there. Because I just don't feel like taking all this shit off, put a 45 on. Now I got 45 on there. Now I got 45 over here. Remember my max is going to be 50. Over here, 50 over there. Let's pretend that's my max. Now we get under here with this, with a spotter hopefully, but not necessarily. I'm not afraid to dump some weight. And I'm going to do 1. So I'm going to rest between sets now. I'm going to do 1. I'll push it up. I'm going to come down. Boom. 1. Put it back. Now if the most you could do was 50 on a side, that was 45 on a side, that would have been some strain. I'm going to rest. Now you know what I'm going to add now? I'm going to add 10 more pounds. 10 more pounds. So that represents total 5 pounds extra on each side compared to my max. That would be a 10-pound increase over my max. But because I've worked up to this and I've warmed up, the way that I've done it, I may have a chance to get this. If I can't get this, this is my new target. All right. So I'm going to do 1. Bang. Let's say I get it. Now I'm going to jump down here. I'm going to strip all the way back down to the weight that we're going to say I could normally only get 10 to 12 reps with. Let's pretend that this quarter on each side normally is where I get my 10 to 12 rep range in. And I'll do a couple sets with that. Well now, guess what's going to happen? When I get under here, instead of only being able to do 10 to 12 reps, because of the central nervous thing I've just done, it kind of tricked my body and recruited fibers I normally wouldn't touch. Because remember, now you got fast twitch and slow twitch. Now, you're going to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, keep going, 12, keep going, 13, 14, keep going, 15, 16. Let's say now I've gotten to my number 12 and I can do another one. So what do? I do another one. I can get another one, I do another one, I can get another one, I do another one. You keep going and you're going to find out that the weight where you normally would max out at maybe 12 reps, because of the way you came up and jumped back down, now you're doing your working sets, you're going to get more than 12 reps. And I will guarantee you that. Money back guarantee. Now you'll get like 15, maybe 16. So now I'm going to stay there and I'm going to do 2 or 3 more sets exactly like that. So by that second or third try, I'm only going to probably get, maybe I'll get 10. But then I'll take this off, believe it or not. And I'll put 15 on. And now, I'll take this 15 on each side, and I'll get as many as I can with that, 2 sets. I'll do a set as many as I can. If I can do 20, I'll do 20. If I can do 15, I do 15. 12, I do 12. Then I do it one more time. Doesn't seem like much, but if you get the numbers right, you get the percentages right, compared, off of your 1 rep max. So what you need to know is what your 1 rep max is, and what's normal weight that you could get like 12 reps with. That number 12 you can barely get, okay? Your musculature doesn't understand arithmetic. It doesn't know how many sets, it doesn't know how many reps. It only understands extent of demand, the request you're placing on it, and that it has to adapt to be able to achieve that. So if you're looking for a certain range, when people say, oh, you want to build mass between 8 and 12, or whatever they say, 8, 15, I'm going to tell you, you want to build mass, really you want to be 12 to 15 reps or better. If you want to build mass. Now the other sets, with the lesser reps, they are important. The reason they're important, because I care about my 1 rep max, even as a guy after muscular hypertrophy, because the stronger I get, the more I can push for that 12 to 15 rep set that's going to make me big. So this is kind of the way I do it. It's on a different scale than the way I'm showing you, but this is more realistic maybe. Now, next exercise I might do is I'll move over and I'm going to move to some dumbbells now. All right, like I said, we're going to do some dumbbells next. So I'll come over here. I just want to show you, for instance, this bench came from Sports Authority. You can get one from wherever. Very inexpensive. Don't remember how much it was. Cheap. Not the greatest thing in the world, but it will work. It will work for me, so I know it's going to work for most people. Yeah, it's kind of narrow. If you're really wide for flat dumbbell shit, you might fall off. But for what we're going to use it for, it'll be good. And you can get stores like this. You can put it anywhere. You fold that out. Then fold this thing down and set it in place. So we're going to do inclines with this thing. Incline dumbbells. And start out light. I'm going to grab a set of 20s. Okay? Now, just because you could do more, this is you're changing your angle now. You want to go light anyway. Always err on the side of safety. Okay, you can't take an injury back, but you can hopefully prevent one. And that's not always the case. Just lay back. And this is elbows out, head down on the bench. Sometimes my head comes up a little bit. I don't think it's real important. It just feels good to me because I feel like I'm really pushing and stretching that way. Try and come together at the middle. There's no need to touch them. Okay, now you do as many as you can do. First set, as many as you can do. No matter how many that is, you do it. All right? Then you get rid of them. If you got to drop one, you drop them, right? If you start to get heavy. But you don't drop them end over end. Out of your hand like this. If they hit the floor like this, it's what bends them up, breaks them, all kind of dumbbells, makes them loose. If you can drop them from any height, if they hit square like this, totally fine. No problem, no foul, a little noise, no big deal. All right, now if they were 20s, I'm gonna go up 10-pound increments. 10 pounds to the 30s, go back and do the same thing. Elbows out, right? Good stretch at the bottom, good stretch at the bottom. See, boom, real good stretch. Try and come down a little bit further than you could with a bar, but you're up high too, so it makes it difficult. Many as you can do, many as you can do, many as you can get. Many as you can get. All right, now your pace should be a little bit faster on this exercise. You can rest some on that first one, the barbell bench, because we're going up what's heavy for you. You come over here now, that's already done. You've already gotten what you're going to get out of that first exercise. Now you're pre-fatigued. You're pre-fatigued. In other words, if I came to this exercise first and hadn't done the other, I'd be able to go heavier. Common sense. So, am I really going to expect it to come over here now and break some kind of new record? No, because whatever I can do with this now, I could do more anyway if I was fresh. That barbell, the first exercise, that compound movement, that's where you give it your all and you go as heavy as you can fucking go. Yet you still got to get those mass gaining, sets in there. By going up high, by dropping down, and then working your work set's going to be higher. The weight, you're going to be able to get more reps with a heavier weight. It works 100% of the time. 100% of the time. And you'll be amazed when you try it. Now, the exact numbers, weights, depending on where you're at, which I don't know, you'll have to figure that out for yourself. Because even if I were to calculate, the weights they should be at, and the percentages and crap, goes out the window when it gets to the next guy. That might work for one guy, next guy won't work for. I can tell you what I do, and it ain't gonna make any sense to you compared to the weight you're moving. So, this is what we do. All right, now if you've rested a little, how long should you rest? Long enough for your partner to go. You got too many partners, you need 2 benches. By yourself, put the weight down, grab the next weight. You know, long enough to grab the next weights, keep fucking pushing. Now you're really pushing it, you're burning it, you're flooding the muscle with blood, nutrients, if you've been eating correctly, and just trying to pump and stretch that fascia. Okay, so now we're gonna grab 35s. We're gonna pretend this is heavy for you. And the same thing. And I will do as many as I can do. Now once I've done as many as I can do, I'm still gonna have the 30s right next to me. Many as I can do, right? I'm gonna set these down, and immediately, I'm gonna grab the 30s. Immediately, boom, I'm back again. It's only 5 pounds lighter each one, so I'm not gonna do a ton with them. A ton, you know, but I'm gonna do as many as I can do, whatever that number is. Many as I can do, right? Let it burn, let it burn. When you can't get another one, you dish those. Now you grab that first set you started with, the 20s. Back again, many as you can do. Many as you can do. And let me tell you something. I could build muscle like this. I use more weight, yeah. But with this descending set thing like this, these drop sets, even at lightweight, I can get a little something, something. So I know you can. Then, put those down and rest. Now you rest a little bit. Then you do exactly that drop set 2 more times. Last time, you may not be able to fuck with the 35s at all. Just start with the 30s and drop to the 20s. If that's too heavy, last set, do a 25 and a 15. But burn the fuck out of it. Triple drop, double drop, whatever it takes. Okay, now you rest. Very last thing you're gonna do, leave this incline. And in fact, I would give it a little more incline. A little bit more. A little bit more. Start out with light. You can always add weight. Easier to add weight to try and take back an injury. I'll take these happen to be 20s. And I want you to flies. See this? Nice. Now little by little go further out. And then come up. Like you're hugging a tree. Little by little further out. Little by little. You do push upwards, okay? As you come towards the middle, but pull them in on your own first. Way down. Stretch. Pull it in. Way down. Stretch. Pull it in. Stretch. Pull it in. Stretch. Pull it in. Stretch. Pull it in. All right, how many? Many as you can do. They were 20s, okay? Now I'll go 25. Now I'll go 30. When I get so heavy, I can't get 8 or 10, I'll drop all the way down to the ones I did the first time, and I'll do as many as I can do, rest, and I'll do as many as I can do again. Now you're done. If you don't think you're done, drop down on the floor, do some push-ups. But be careful you don't smash your face, because you're done. But here's the deal. A lot of guys are in the gym, they think it's the VFW or the local Moose Lodge. They want to walk around and chat. Hey, that's fine when you're done. When you're finished, get your protein, start drinking it, walk around and talk all day long. You're fucking everybody else's workout up. You're not fucking yours up. If somebody else stops and chit-chat with you, they ain't got any sweat on them, you know, then that's probably what they would have done anyway. They just say hi, a couple little pleasantries, and boom, they're right at it. Then they're serious. So you're really not hurting anybody. But don't you be the one doing it, don't hurt yourself. Get in there, get it done. The act of exercise is catabolic. Opposite of anabolic. Catabolic. You're breaking it down. You're doing damage. You do not build muscle in the gym. I don't. No one ever has. All you do is damage the muscle. You build the muscle out of the gym, doing the things you're supposed to do, putting the right things in your body you need to put in there, okay, nutritionally. So get in there, pound it. Don't rest. Get the fuck out. Only rest, first set with the barbell. That's where you rest between sets. The rest of it, minimal. In fact, challenge yourself to cut the rest to as thin an amount as possible. So that's it for now. Hopefully it doesn't confuse you. There'll probably be questions. Feel free to ask. Press the subscription button if you would. Please be so kind so that I know people are watching the shit. And let me know what you think. Now, if you think it's bullshit and you think it's a fucking pussy workout or something, well, that's fine. But I've pushed some impressive numbers. Well, I actually pulled, right? Because no muscle pushes, all muscles pull. Only a muscle can contract. So even when you bench, your muscles are actually pulling. And even when you squat, your muscles are actually pulling. But that's for another time. So, and if you try to get your head in there, and you figure out, how are my muscles pulling and contracting to make this weight move in this direction? If you think of that with each exercise, you'll make more progress too. You'll be able to learn to feel the muscle. All right, so that's it for now. Take it easy. Give it a try. You think it looks like nothing? Try it and you'll find out. All right, but figure out the weights for your own, relative to your own space, where you're at. All right, take care. Have an awesome day and keep lifting.